Hi everyone, my name is Maor and welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is going to be how you can prolong your life in a very natural way. I'm going to teach you what I've learned from different yogis, from my explorations into the subconscious, into understanding the deep meaning of connecting to nature itself and the different elements that we have in life. Throughout this video, we're going to go through 4 different contexts that have to do with longevity. All of them are connected to the physical, some of them are connected to the spiritual as well. Some of them are going to give you exercises, but the most important thing is for you to just listen and understand why it works in the way that it actually works. All will be put together in the end. So, stay tuned. Why would you like to live longer? Have you ever thought about that? Is it the fear of death itself? Is it because you want to have time to experience more? Isn't this in some way also telling our spirit that we don't trust the fact that we understand that there is a higher force, higher existence, and that there is life beyond death? Maybe we are afraid of the death of the ego, the death of the separated personality that thinks that it is the only thing that exists, and not understanding that we are just a tiny bit, we're like a fractal inside a huge system. So let's begin. I'm going to talk about the connection that we have to the 4 elements. And there's a reason for the 4 elements itself, right? There's water, and then there's earth, and then there's air, and then there's fire. I'm going to explain to you why we can increase our chances to live much longer if we persist and work with these 4 elements, and I'm going to explain to you how you've already done it and how you can do it even more. Let's begin with the first one, air. Now, I'm not talking about just the elements itself. A lot of people say that there's a 5th element, which is iron. I'm talking about the basic, you can say, Native American understanding that there are 4 elements, and these 4 elements have a particular vibration and a specific connection to nature. We are a part of nature, even though we live in buildings and we no longer go to the well and we have tap water and all these things. Human beings are not above nature. The more we connect with nature, the more natural our body feels. Air means your breath. It actually means that you can prolong your breath. Now, if you've noticed, there's scientific research that shows that the smaller an animal is, the faster it breathes, the faster its heart rate, the shorter its lifespan. The bigger an animal is, and this is again a statistic, there are a few exceptions like big turtles and stuff like that. The bigger an animal is, the longer its breath, it takes more time to breathe, the longer its lifespan. Now, notice again, that when we are under pressure, when we are afraid of something, we breathe intensely. Now, the more calm we are, when we meditate, for example, one of the things that we learn is to breathe deeply and become more aware of the breath, understanding that the breath connects us to all that is. So that is the element of air when we are talking about longevity. Now, check out my other videos that are talking about why the breath is such an important factor, why breatharians are even called breatharians, why the breath is more of a source of energy than water and than food. And scientifically you understand that without food you die after a few weeks, without water a few days, and without air a few minutes, and the brain is dead. So that means that the air context, the air energy source, is much more powerful than anything else, and we don't breathe correctly. In other words, little kids breathe in the right way, they have deep belly breaths, but as adults, we only breathe up to 20 to 30% the capacity of our lungs. And that's why we breathe only from here, and that's why we always run out of breath. Same thing when we become obese or fat, it's hard for us to breathe. So again, that is why there is a connection between longevity and learning how to control and having more conscious breath. Air. Second is water. Now, of course, it's not only the water that we drink that have to be high quality water, blessing water, structured water. all those things that we already know about. And I'll probably need to make another video about it because there's so much information about water. Water is not just an element, okay? Water is alive. Water has information. Water has our traumas that are stuck in our body. Water actually delivers information between us and nature. Water gets filtered out and cleaned when humidity goes up into the sky and becomes clouds and comes down as pure water, and then again it touches our ground and our dirt, and then it becomes again disharmonious in some way. What do I mean by water? Water, it means spend more time in nature, in natural water. Water that has been cleansed by Gaia and Mother Nature itself. Take more showers, take more tubs. Instead of putting chlorine in your pool, have a salt water pool, okay? Stuff like that, but spend more time in nature. Almost every day, take a shower. Water is an element that cleanses your aura. Okay, that's why you feel so connected with it. When I teach my group initiations and we take away water for 4 days without almost anything, not touching, not drinking, stuff like that, the change in people is profound, and we learn to have a deeper appreciation to water. So it's not only about drinking water, which society wants you to drink at least 2 liters a day. It's the connection with water itself, pure water. In other words, natural water. Take more tubs, take more showers, just connect with water itself as an element. Go out into the rain and dance, you know, stuff like that. So we said air, and then we said water. These two are going to give you longevity. The third element that we're going to talk about is fire. Now, I know that some of you have had a bonfire and it felt amazing. Have you ever asked yourself why fire is so mesmerizing to the human eye? Why when we're in front of the fire, we don't have to talk to each other. We're just watching those flames and they're so beautiful. Why is it even an element in some way? I mean, what type of energy? It's not only the burst, you know, the fire that we have in our soul and emotions, or you know, our animal instinct. Fire cleanses your aura as well. So you don't have to go sleep next to a fire or a bonfire or something like that, but you can meditate with a candle. And there's a very special, unique type of meditation that you just stare at the flame of a candle, just the end of it, and you become it. And everything around you suddenly disappears. You can sleep with the candle next to you, okay? That means that your aura is still being cleansed in some way. Have you ever wondered why every spiritual practice, most ceremonies, they always have some sort of fire? Look at the Native Americans, look at different Indians, look at ayahuasca ceremonies and other ceremonies that they do in South America and stuff like that. They all have a side to them that has to do with the fire. The fire keeper, an element of fire, fire burning, wishing everything and throwing it into the fire, fire as cleansing, smoke as something that is cleansing. So all of these are the element of the fire. And again, fire is one of those things that you need in order to live a little bit longer. Connect to fire if you have forgotten. You know, back in the days, in the history of the humankind, we had a lot more fire because most of our light was fire. It wasn't lead, it wasn't lights, it wasn't electricity and stuff like that. This is the one that I think is the less important one from all the four, by the way, because air is something that we consciously breathe on a day-to-day basis. Water is still an element that humanity connects with, and fire is something that we kind of forgot about. But still, just putting a small candle, it's really, really cheap. You can buy, you know, packs for $1 for 20 candles or $2, something like that. Just put it next to you. It's romantic to be with your girlfriend or with your partner while you're making love and stuff like that, to put a candle, or just put a candle instead of a regular light, and you will feel the difference in the atmosphere. Number 4, okay? And it's such a cool video idea, you know, because we could have talked about prolonging your life through caloric restriction. We could have talked about prolonging our life through health, that everybody talks about it, you know, exercise more and eat more healthy, and I will probably tell you eat significantly less and stuff like that, take less medicine and explore nature and stuff like that. But we're talking about something that is much beyond that, and that is connecting our energy to the 4 elements, to our primal instincts, to the fact that human beings used to be more in nature in the past and more connected to nature and had more natural remedies. Now, humanity is moving back to nature, back to natural things. you notice that, we had this peak of electricity and technology, and now everybody's like, no, wait a second. What is alternative medicine? What is alternative doctors and stuff like that? It's just because we are tired of the way that people solve things and doctors solve things and technology and stuff like that, and we're slowly moving back to the way things were, the natural way. And this is what this video is actually about, the natural way to extend your life. The last element, of course, is earth. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what do you mean by earth? Earth is not only grounding myself, so in other words, to walk barefoot, I have a sock on, to walk barefoot outside, to touch the ground or sit on the ground, or even you're doing it when you're going to the beach, for example. This is the reason why the beach makes us feel so alive and so much fun. It's not only because of the water, and there's also the negative ions that are in the air that are making us feel good because our body actually needs it, but because we're actually connecting with Earth's magnetic resonance. Okay, Earth's aura, you can call it. Something that our ancestors did all the time until the shoe was developed, which is not that new, it's only 2,000 years or something like that. And today you have, by the way, you have the capability to buy different shoes that are called grounding shoes that connect you, that have a small metal plate that connects the foot itself to the ground. So it's not only about grounding, but it's also about how else do you connect with Earth through the things that you eat. So when you're eating high vibrational food, things that are not taking too much time to process in your body, because your digestive system, it has to take about 25% of the energy of the body to digest things that are heavy for it, and significantly less to digest things that are lighter. Things that are lighter are usually raw foods, fruits and vegetables, some nuts that are lighter, stuff like that. Anything that is cooked, any meat, any dairy product, and you already know this, will take much longer and more energy. Now, imagine that you are like a car. The more frequent you have to change the filters, the more frequent you have to visit the shop in order to fix different things. Now, the less you use the car, eventually you're not going to need to fix so many things in that, because the filters are staying pristine, because this car, your body, knows how to clean itself. You just need to give it the chance to get there. And most of us don't actually give it the chance to get there. You understand what I mean? So, the last element, which is earth, it means what I'm actually eating. It means connecting more with nature, being more outside. It means connecting with the element of the earth itself. It means sometimes moving our body and getting the energy from that, like dancing and stuff like that. And you already understand, what I'm putting together here for you, like an ideal package of understanding the logical distribution of the elemental particles that are part of our existence. Because they are here, they're just in a very, very low conscious level, so low that you don't perceive them as something that is actually conscious and alive and a part of this amazing story that we call, the story of Earth and human beings. So, like we said water, we said air, we said fire, and we said earth. Think about all those things in your life. Make the proper small adjustments in order for you to get there. I've given you plenty of food for thought, plenty of things that you can actually change and remedy. If it's not enough, and if you haven't felt the change when you make these changes that I talked about, look at this video another month from now, you'll get new ideas. The smallest thing that you can actually do is just buy a bunch of candles and start lighting up one next to you when you're working, when you're sleeping. See if that makes a difference. Change the water that you drink. Don't buy those plastic bottles anymore. You can have distilled, there's so many different amazing water. I'm pretty soon going to buy a very expensive device that makes the ultimate water, and I'll probably make a video about that because I'm very excited about it. It's expensive, but it's once in a lifetime that I have to actually buy it, so it's kind of cool. My friends, thank you so much. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video with others so this type of information can expand and be shared with others, and eventually the whole idea is for all of humanity to be happy and move through the ascension process in as simple and as joyful form as we can. My name is Ray, and namaste, and I'll see you in my next video, of course.